If you've followed my channel for any length of time, you'll know I'm a big lover of the pens from Wingback. Wingback is a small English-based company who make incredibly beautiful, well-made luxury products, and they have a range of pens. I've reviewed the fountain pen, I've reviewed the mechanical pen, which is a ballpoint pen, and I've reviewed the mechanical pencil in that beautiful brass. Today, I look at the fourth pen they have in their lineup. It is the Journeyman. The Journeyman is sort of like the big brother of the mechanical pen. It's a twist top pen made from solid brass. There are a number of different finishes you can get. Brass, titanium, black steel, stainless steel, and of course, this beautiful British racing green version, which is a limited edition currently available. So I'm going to be looking at the parts and features of this pen today and talking about why I think this is such a great pen. So please like and subscribe and hit the notifications button. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, also consider becoming a member of my channel, where for a small monthly fee, you'll get priority comments, early access to my videos, members only videos such as unboxings and first impressions, that kind of stuff. And once the community has grown a little bit, we'll start doing some members only Q&As. But in the meantime, let's look at this wonderful ballpoint pen from Wingback, the Journeyman. So as I said, today we're looking at another pen from Wingback. As I've said in many of my videos, I have an affiliate code with Wingback. If you do use the code in this video description, you can be eligible for a little discount on the Wingback pen products and throw a little bit of support in the way of my channel. So check out the link in the video description here. But this is how the pen came packaged. It's really lovely. Simple black card packaging, a little bit of information on it, all that kind of stuff. Nice simple logo, which I really enjoy. And then you pull that sleeve out and there it is, the British Racing Green Journeyman ballpoint pen sitting in that lovely black cork stand, which is wonderful. And there's a little sleeve in the box there, which is great. The Wingback sleeves are really nice. The pen sits in this cork base, which can come out of the box and then works brilliantly as a desk stand for your pen. I've got a little collection of these now and I really enjoy them. I think it's a really nifty little part of the packaging. But we're not here to look at the packaging today. We're here to look at the pen. As I said, this is the Journeyman. So the Journeyman was the evolution of the ballpoint pen from Wingback. So this is the bead-blasted Wingback and FRAHM limited edition ballpoint pen, which is a simple twist mechanism. Very nice. This took the Fisher Space pen refill, which is a shorter refill in its sort of natural form, and it's a slightly shorter pen. Now you can see here, you know, it's not a huge. I'll show it better in a size comparison, but it's a little shorter there. So what Wingback did was they extended the length, making it able to take a Parker G2 style refill. This is a Parker G2 refill here. This is one of the most standard refill sizes that you can get on the planet. It's everywhere. Lots of brands make it. So dozens and dozens of refills will fit this pen. Another thing they did was they added the brass clip there, which is really great. So it acts as a roll stop and, you know, it's a very stiff clip, but there's lots about it that I really like. So today we're going to talk about the parts and features. We'll do a writing sample just to sort of show it in action. It's not so important with a ballpoint pen. And I'll talk about some pros and cons. So top of the pen, it's a flat end and it's got the brass clip cut into it. And in that design, it cleverly incorporates the Wingback logo. You might remember that from the box there. Very nice. And I really like how that's sort of cut in. Nice beveled edge on the side of the turning knob there, and beautiful high quality knurling. Little step down, so when you twist it down, that's where it sort of locks down to, which is great. And then the barrel is basically cylindrical all the way across. A little bit of sort of knurling there, and then a nose cone down to where obviously the tip will come out from. It's very simple on the exterior. It's got a nice sort of squared clip and point on the end. As I said, it's a very stiff clip, but it's designed to be stiff for a couple of reasons. Firstly, for strength, being robust, it's screwed in. And it will work over like shirt pockets and things like that. But if you're trying to put over like a leather pen loop, you might find it hard. But it's designed to be out so that it doesn't rub on the material. This is a Cerakote finish over a solid brass body. So there's lots of bulk in this pen. It's quite a heavy pen. But that Cerakote coating, while durable, and it's like chemical resistant, all that kind of stuff. But if that was sitting on there, or a bit more flexible that it could be pushed down easily onto there, it would scratch and chip the material. Now, for me, I love that. I love getting little marks and things on my pens. Like here is the fountain pen version from Wingback, and you know, I put a Kaweco clip on there, but you can see like little scratches and things sort of coming up on the pen, and you know, that's life. So eventually when this Cerakote chips through a little bit over the years, you know, might see a bit of the brass coming through. I kind of like that. Now I will say British Racing Green is one of my favorite colors. So I am biased towards the look of this, but I also recognize that this colorway comes at a limited edition price, and it is more expensive than the standard runs, say like the brass of the Journeyman pen. So with the Journeyman having that extra length and then the addition of the clip, it makes it a really lovely pen for everyday carry and everyday use, for using in those situations where a fountain pen just isn't as convenient or reliable. So let's just quickly talk about how you refill the pen. So you twist the top there against the action to sort of put the tip out, and then don't lose that spring. And then there is the refill that comes in it. So it comes with the Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 refill, which is a wonderful, wonderful refill. But if that's not for you, as I said, any of those standard Parker G2 size refills, and there are lots of brands that make these, it's a fairly standard size. I have a number of pens that I use Parker style refills in from brands like Kaweco, for instance. You know, but it's easy enough to get one of those refills, pop that in, then screw that mechanism back down, and as you can see, that works absolutely beautifully. So any of those Parker G2 size refills will be wonderful in this pen. But in the meantime, let's put that Schmidt refill back in this pen and continue on with it. Okay, for the size comparison today, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show it alongside the other Wingback pens I have. So there is that mechanical pen, which is the Wingback and FRAHM edition. There is the mechanical pencil, and there is the fountain pen. Now, as I said, I put a Kaweco clip on this, so I'll just slide that off for the sake of the video. So you can see it is the longest of the pen lineup from Wingback. But it's done like that for a reason, to make it sort of, you know, so take the longer refill and be a more sort of standard size pen. If we put them all into writing mode now, so for the fountain pen, that means posted, you can see the fountain pen is a little longer, but the Journeyman does sit nicely between something like the fountain pen and those shorter mechanical pencil and mechanical pen. Let's now have a look at it alongside some other pens that I use quite a lot. We've got something like the Caran d'Ache 849 there. So it's a similar kind of length to that pen. Another of my favorite machined metal ballpoint pens, the Twist from Gravitas. I then have the Bolt Action pen here from Tactile Turn. A slightly more disposable, let's put that up the top there. Slightly more disposable pen, the Uniball Zento here in the standard version, and then the Uniball Zento Signature here. So the Signature is a capped pen, so it's going to be a little different, but the Tactile Turn there is the longest, but the others all sit in a sort of like vaguely similar kind of length. So you can see the difference that extra length has made in making it sort of closer to other pens. Now the Zento Signature does post on the back there, but it doesn't gain a whole lot of length. So if you're familiar with the Caran d'Ache 849 or something like the Uniball Zento Signature, you'll know the length of this pen. Not super long, but comfortable in the hand. But one of the things that this one has over a lot of the others is the weight. The brass body of this pen adds significant weight. So as does the extra length, of course. It weighs 53 grams. which is not insignificant. The original mechanical pen from Wingback weighs 49 in this stainless steel version. So it is a slightly heavier pen there. And then if we're discussing the other dimensions of the pen, it is 127 millimeters, you know, give or take if it's open or closed, and it's around 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter all the way around. So it's a nice sort of size. It doesn't feel skinny in your hand, and obviously that weight at 53 grams, it feels substantial in your hand. So let's just do a quick writing sample here. As I said, many refills will fit in this pen, but this is what you get with it. But I want to talk a little bit about the ergonomics of the pen when writing with it. So we have the Wingback Journeyman, and it is a mechanical ballpoint pen. This one came with the Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 medium black. But there are so many refills you can get that will fit this pen. Firstly, this one is beautiful and smooth. Like the Schmidt Easy Flow ballpoint pen is a wonderful refill. No denying that. Feels great. But you can get other brands, as I said. So shop around, find one that works for you, but this is remarkable. So what about the ergonomics of writing with this pen? Well, firstly, there's a little bit of knurling there on the grip, which holds it nice and sturdy in your hand. The weight is substantial, so it sits heavy in your hand. If you manage to turn it around and you get that clip, it does sit into the webbing of your hand. And this is I wouldn't say it's sharp, but there are a lot of angles happening on here, and you definitely do feel that. So I make sure I try and keep the clip up on the front there. The knurling stops it from being slippery, but there is a lot of weight in the back of the pen as well. So you do feel it wanting to sort of pull back ever so slightly into the webbing of your hand. And ballpoint pens generally tend to write slightly better the more vertical you can keep them. So instead of having it sit back in your hand like that and trying to write like on a fountain pen sort of 45-degree angle, you kind of want to be up around the 60 and plus to get proper purchase on the page with the ballpoint pen. And that is you know, that's where that weight in the top there does start to feel like it's sort of moving back a little bit, but it is very comfortable. I don't have a problem with this. I enjoy writing with it. It's a wonderful pen for long writing sessions because it is so comfortable in the hand and because that refill is so smooth and effortless. But just for quick note-taking on the go, this is also a wonderful pen. It's an easy pen to operate and, you know, take out of your pocket and away you go. It's robust enough to carry. Yes, that Cerakote coating may chip over time. That's just one of the things. But it's a beautiful pen, and the color scheme in the, you know, that British Racing green and brass, absolutely bang on for my brand. Okay, business time. What does this pen cost? Well, as I said at the start of the video, Wingback pens are not inexpensive. They're made to, you know, in extremely precise dimensions. The machining is first quality. The coatings and finishes are absolutely brilliant. It's a smallish company making luxury products, and this is luxury that you know, works as an everyday item. They're not inexpensive, but if you do use the code below, you may be eligible for a discount. So just keep that in mind. So what does it cost? Well, this British Racing green version, which is limited edition, which does add to the price, there's extra things involved like the Cerakote and all that kind of stuff. This retails for £270, which is about 532 Australian or 378 US, which is expensive. Like, it is. The basic brass version of the Journeyman is £195, so it's £75 more for the British Racing green version. £195 is still not inexpensive, 385 Australian, 273 US, but high quality, and in my opinion, worth the money, because this is the kind of pen you're going to have for a long time. And in our lives, we do spend a lot of money on other things. Think of things like phones, which last a couple of years. If you're using your phone every day, that's an investment you're willing to make. I'm using this pen every day, and this is going to last me decades if I take care of it. So, you know, that investment for something I am going to use again and again over time, definitely worth it in my opinion. So what are the pros and cons? Okay, couple of little cons. Firstly, yes, that price is very high. We understand that. Secondly, my other cons are to do with the clip. It is a very stiff clip. I couldn't get this over a leather pen loop on my Field Notes cover, so it's not going to work for that. I can get it over shirt pockets or shirt collars, that kind of thing, without any issue. There are some notebook covers I could get it over, but generally speaking, is a very, very stiff clip. Like, there is no movement in it virtually whatsoever. The other issue with the clip is that it does have some sharper edges. Like, they're not sharp, you're not going to cut yourself on them, but you know, if you catch them on your fingers or when you're writing, if they sit into the back of your hand, you are definitely going to feel those. But there are lots and lots of pros with this pen. Firstly, the enlargement of the pen to take the G2 size refill, brilliant. Opens the door to so many refills, unbelievable. I love the weight. The brass body gives it just a wonderful solid feel in the hand, and then having the brass clip, oh, top marks for design, for, you know, sort of aesthetic there for me. I love anything with a Cerakote finish. Cerakote is one of those finishes on products like pens that just gives it a lovely luxurious feel, but also resilient and durable. It's very, very good. I love the detail of the logo on the top of the clip. It's just brilliant, like simple, but wonderful design. And then the build quality and the precision engineering machining of this pen is first rate. All those internal elements that we saw that just allow that to work so beautifully and simply. One thing that they did when they made the original mechanical pen was to strip back the pen to the bare minimum of what it needed. And that was then carried across into the Journeyman here with the addition of, you know, the clip and the extra length. And you have a pen that is just remarkable. So that was the Journeyman ballpoint pen from Wingback, another great pen in the line, and a wonderful Cerakote British Racing green finish, which really the camera and everything does not do justice. It's just super beautiful. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to use the affiliate code in the link below if Wingback is a brand you are interested in, or any of the other brands that I have links to down below. A big thank you to Wingback for their continued support of my channel. These are products I genuinely love. I don't put my name behind brands, particularly as an affiliate, unless I really stand by what the brand does. And this is a brand I really stand behind. So enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.